Hey traders, Raghi here. Today we're going to talk about volume. What is volume? Why is it important? How does it work? How does it improve your trading and your levels? How does it offer clarity? How do you distill volume? I'm going to break down each indicator of my volume package known as the Volume Max Toolkit. So when we're done, you'll see why volume will improve your trading. We'll answer each one of these questions as we go through. So take a look at the S&P here. I've got a 5-minute chart to the left and I've got a daily chart to the right. So the first thing is when I'm looking at volume, it's going to be specific to each time frame. So on a 5-minute chart, I'm looking at volume participation on a 5-minute basis. On a daily chart, I'm looking for volume on a daily basis. The most important thing about volume to remember is that it starts at 0 every single day. So having an indicator that reorganizes and recurates the volume to give me my levels is really important. One of the main things that you're going to notice here is that there are a number of lines and levels and tools. So let's talk about this on the 5-minute chart. This is the chart that I would use for day trading. So this is the way that I would use volume if I were setting up a day trade on the S&P, the SPY, the SPX, etc. First off, when I'm anchoring volume, and that's the key word here, I want to remember I'm looking at a specific time of day from which I am asking my Volume Max Toolkit to begin studying volume. One of the biggest mistakes traders make and why it does not improve their trading is they use a rolling type volume. We want to anchor, and that's one of the main things when it comes to clarity. As we go through each chart, I'll talk about anchoring as well. So for a 5-minute chart, I will anchor to 7 a.m. and that's where the anchored volume weighted average price, my volume bands, and most importantly, my VScore start studying how much volume is happening at each price. Huge distinction because most traders will use volume based on the time of day or the day of the month. They're looking at time-based. This is about price-based. So that adjustment alone is going to improve your analysis and the clarity of your levels. The second thing I'm going to look at is where has volume been, right? We're not starting our volume analysis at 9:30. We're starting it at 7. And the power in that, as you can see right here in the VScore. In fact, I'm going to teach you how to read this really quickly. Low, low. What is that? That is support. So when we look at any indicator, including a volume indicator, we're looking at support. One of the biggest challenges for traders is that they let a volume level roll across their screen rather than telling the volume study start at a specific time. This increases clarity, this increases accuracy. So when I tell my volume toolkit to start analyzing the 5-minute chart of the S&P at 7 a.m. Eastern, you can see the support that it starts to recognize. So here is a support level at the second standard deviation. Okay, Rag, you had me up until now. What is that? If you anchor a volume weighted average price, a lot of times, how many times have you seen it's completely ignored? And then you're thinking, volume tools don't work. But when you look at that anchored volume weighted average price and realize there are support and resistance levels surrounding it, then things come into context. So to kick off the morning, the bell rings at 9:30, and I know already that there are support levels at the second standard deviation of the volume weighted average price because we've had these lows in this area hold, and you can see they hold beautifully. One of the other really powerful things about volume levels, as opposed to using only chart-based levels, is that you can have what amounts to a double or triple support level, call this a double or triple bottom, when it doesn't look like price is bottoming out at all. In fact, a lot of traders might look at this move and think, oh, this is bearish momentum. We're going to start sinking after the bell. But volume told us every time we hit that second standard deviation, what happened? Support kicked in. And this is where traders look at their price patterns and don't realize if volume isn't there, who's there to support it? This is one of the main tenets of volume. If there's a support level where nobody's home, The next time it's there, who's going to stop price from moving lower through volume-based support or higher through volume-based resistance? And this might be the first time you're hearing volume referred to as support and resistance, but when you put the VScore and the VScore bands on the chart, you'll see where those levels are. The next thing we're going to do is take this same approach to a daily chart. So instead of looking at the volume on a 5-minute candle basis, we're looking at volume on a session by session basis. So take a look at this daily chart of the S&P. Already you're probably noticing, hey Rog, whatever that light green line is, every time we start to get up against that level, we're hitting the third standard deviation of volume, correct? Now, one of the things that you'll find when you add volume to your process is you don't just automatically buy it. However, just to use this really strictly, if price got down to this level, well, there was a quick pop to the upside. All right, price got down to this level again. Yeah, there was a quick pop to the upside. Price got down to this level again here, and yes, once again, there was a quick pop to the upside. But using volume without understanding market structure, using volume without understanding that there can be a level from which we're already interested in trading is only using volume for half of what it's worth. We want to get the full value out of this. So if candles and market structure are bearish, let's talk about the opposite side, because so far I've talked about volume as support. Well, you can see here, what about volume as resistance? Right here, you can see again and again, we get to the first standard deviation of the VWAP. Notice not once has the actual anchored volume weighted average price really helped us out. It's been levels around it. That's what the VScore does. So take a look at this high. Yep, we went lower. Take a look at this high. Yep, we went lower. So if I have the overall context of market structure, I know that price action is weak and we hit a volume resistance level, things change. All right, okay, Rod, but what about this huge move to the upside? How would volume help me here if there's a shift in the overall movement? Well, let's go back to support and resistance. Here is my volume-based VScore resistance. When did we break it? Right through here. That is a break of previous resistance. And you can also see the structure started to get more bullish. So now I'm going to start thinking about not where I can short the S&P, but where can I buy? Well, once again, we go to the VScore. Here's a low, here's a low, here's a low. There's 3 lows at almost the same level, which corresponds with this candle, with this candle, and with this candle. So if I can find support levels when my volume is showing that there is volume-based support and the overall structure is bullish, you can see what that then can set up. Now, you've seen how I use the VScore, but there are other tools that help us get more clarity in where we want to buy and what that sentiment of the overall market can be. Well, we want to at least understand participation. So that brings us to a really simple set of labels at the very bottom of the chart. And these are volume labels. And they're showing you exactly what the labels are telling you. What is the daily average for volume on the S&P? What is today's current volume? If you've ever heard someone say, there's low volume today, based on what? The last 2 days? Compared to this morning? Compared to the last year? Well, here I can be very specific and say, you know what, for the last 15 days or for the past 10 days, I can ask the volume labels to study historical volume and let me know, is today a low volume day or is today a high volume day? How would that help? Well, if prices are moving higher with more volume, that's more participation. That's more people wanting to buy, as opposed to a move to the upside on low historical volume. So these are really important to have to understand whether or not there's better probability of follow through. In fact, if you happen to be a breakout or breakdown trader and you like early signs of momentum, let's say off a pattern that I teach like a minor low, it sure would help to know that volume is increasing as a minor low confirms. Ultimately, volume in and of itself can be support and resistance, and that's where we can take a look at something called volume profile. Now, volume profile plots along the right edge of the chart and shows you where the most contracts have been traded. That's known as the point of control, or if you've heard someone referred to a POC, that's the point of control. Depending on where you've anchored your volume from, that will tell you how many shares or contracts have traded and where the most have traded. That point of control is screaming at you participation. There's an industry average, if you will, where traders will say that 70% around a set number of candles, again, back to our historical anchor, 70% tends to be where price action will remain until a breakout. And you can see how accurate that was for better than 2 months. And that is known as the value area high and the value area low. So the point of control tells you where the most number of contracts or shares traded, and the value area high and low are almost like a range based on volume. And you can see how accurate that range really was. It's a 70% range. If price is able to break out of that range, there's yet another reason to say, wait a minute, we broke the resistance of that +1 standard deviation, and then all of a sudden we also broke the value area high. So you can see how they can stack on one another to continue to give you confirmation that in this case, follow through to the upside is far more likely. There's one more thing I can point out, and this is just a nice visual clarity. So a lot of times traders will ask me, Rog, I'm starting to get the hang of this VScore thing, but what price is this test of the low? All right, this is where this gets really interesting. If I know that the VScore says that when we get to the -3 standard deviation, we can get just below it and then price rallies from that area, well, if you take a look at the color of this line and match it up to the same color on the chart, that is the 3rd standard deviation. What it's giving you is a price understanding of where the chart will show where the standard deviation is plotting. So the VScore bands and the VScore work together. And that way you have a price definition of what a 3rd standard deviation or an actual anchored VWAP or a +1 standard deviation. You can see that on the chart. So these VScore bands work with the VScore. And you'll notice there's an intraday and end of day version so that I can once again either anchor my intraday to 7 a.m. or anchor my VScore bands to the beginning of the year, or many other places wherever you would anchor a volume weighted average price, you can anchor the VScore in the same area. So hopefully now you understand why volume is important. It's participation. Why does it offer clarity? When you measure it in the right way with an understanding of price and direction, it starts to really be a needle mover in your trading. And we distill it to the simplicity of lines and levels on the chart. And now, hopefully you got a framework for how I use volume in my day-to-day trading and how with these tools, it becomes very easy to see these obvious shifts, support, and resistance.